Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, Tarrant County. My name is Candace Sublett. I'm the executive director here at the Tarrant County Democratic Party. And welcome to Monday Moments with the executive director. Now, Monday Moments is your exclusive gateway into the dynamic world of TCDP. All right, so today we are going to talk about a few things in regard to what the Democratic Party is, what a county judge is, and how you can get involved in local politics. We are here for candid conversation. Definitely want people to comment, like, share with friends, ask questions. Let me get over here to where I can see some of the comments. Oh, there we go. Okay. So just be sure ask questions about today's topics, about other topics as well. If you have any questions that may not be addressed on today's topic, you can you can send an email to info@tarrantdemocrats.org. So get ready for a captivating conversation here every Monday at 12:30 p.m. Actually, next Monday, we will be at the MLK parade. So we will be on site in the community. So I'm excited about that show. All right. And when you share this, be sure to hashtag Monday Moments, TCDP, and local politics. All right. Again, brief overview today of our topics. We're going to talk about the Democratic Party, how these things, the issues that we have, relate to our local politics and our local party, and what our party can do for us, and then what the county judge is by unraveling a key role in our local governance. If you don't know what the county judge is, let me just tell you that is the most important office to us here locally, here in Tarrant County. So, what is the Democratic Party? The Democratic Party, let me just speak from my experience. The Democratic Party has always been a place of inclusivity. Being a Black woman who is also queer, growing up in a red state, but with blue county values, I always felt included, or let me say, I seemed like I was included when it came to decisions that were considered in my county concerning the communities that I represent. And so I can honestly say that the Democratic Party, no matter where I've gone, has always been inclusive. And we thrive on the values of inclusivity, equality, and a belief in government that actively works to address our issues, whether they be social issues or economic challenges. So basically, Democratic Party advocates for the rights of any and everybody. Now, a brief history and evolution of the Democratic Party. I've heard so many times, well, the Democratic Party started off as Republicans. That is very true. And I'm going to read you a little insert here in regard to the Democratic Party's roots. So we trace our roots back to the late 18th century with the Democratic Republican Party founded by Thomas Jefferson and James Madison. Over time, this party evolved, eventually splitting into the Democratic Party and the Whig Party in the 1830s. The modern Democratic Party emerged from this evolution, solidifying its identity as a progressive force with a focus on social issues, civil rights, and economic justice. Again, inclusivity since the 1830s. No matter what is going on in the community, that's what Democrats do. Our key principles are social justice, where we advocate for equal rights and opportunities for all citizens. Economic equality, addressing income inequality and supporting policies that uplift the middle class. Many of us have grown up in the middle class, or we're in the lower class and have escalated into the middle class. And we definitely understand the challenges of not being able to get supportive resources because we make too much money, but as well, not having the access to, more higher class, more luxury avenues in our, when it comes to economics. Our healthcare, we work towards making sure we have affordable and accessible healthcare. Environmental stewardship, actually a lot of conversation has come up about the environment. I remember maybe 35 years ago in first grade when I was in science class, and we talked about the environment and how if we continue to progress the way that we were, the environmental concerns, ice caps, all of that would become an issue. And we see that, just with the snow storm in Texas a couple of years ago, we can see the different environmental concerns that were mentioned a long time ago. And I'm not going to say they were not addressed, but environmental advocacy is a really big deal. And I'm really glad to hear a lot of people discussing it now. But as well, education. I know that the vouchers was a big deal, making sure that we retain public schools in our areas. That was a really big deal in the last few special sessions, this year. And then as well, civil rights. We champion the rights of marginalized communities and promote inclusivity. Again, Democrats, inclusivity. I know it's a big umbrella. Everybody gets frustrated. Democrats are, we include everybody, but that's the bottom line. And when we say everybody, that includes the Republicans. I know some Democrats will be upset to hear that, but we still have to be concerned about every resident in Tarrant County, not just those with Democratic values, but when we're making decisions, when we're electing people, when we are voting on different policies, we have to be mindful that it is every resident in Tarrant County or within your district, no matter if they are a Democrat, Republican, no party, independent party. We just have to be mindful of that. Now, some prominent figures, which many of you all know nationally: Franklin D. Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, I know a lot of conversation is, well, that hasn't been done in 30 years in Texas, and that changed in the 90s in Texas. And so we do have some prominent Democratic figures, just like, the Congresswoman, Eddie Bernice Johnson, who just passed away a couple of weeks ago, and may she rest in peace. And so just different prominent figures. I'm actually pretty impressed with Jasmine Crockett right now. Some of her methods could be seen as, a lot of people may not like it, but let me just tell you, she gets down to business. She is serious about her craft. She is serious about proving everything with fact. It's never about emotion. And a lot of people think it gets lost in emotion, but she definitely delves it into fact. So she is one I would consider a prominent figure here in Texas, and that's just currently. And there are other different prominent figures. So if you know some, drop them in the comments. Let people know. Hello, Mr. Kenneth Williams. Thank you for joining us here on the show. So be sure to drop them in the comments. Let other people know who you consider to be prominent figures. Yes, ma'am. We are definitely excited to have Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett with us, and we'll talk a little bit about that coming up here shortly. Now, the importance of local engagement and representation. A lot of people, a lot of us, because I know I'm very guilty of it, until I was more educated about what local governance does. I used to think that the school board or the city council would handle everything. Let me go talk to my city council person about, healthcare in my area, or my in access to healthcare. Well, when I did not have a job and I could not afford healthcare, that was definitely not a city council issue. That was definitely a state issue, I have learned. And so just trying to understand the different nuances of who handles what. There's lots of research on the internet. I actually forgot to include a graphic of who actually handles what at what different levels. But getting locally engaged in it and understanding who represents you is important. You can Google, I know I use Ballotpedia all the time. You can go onto the Tarrant County elections website and look and see who your current elected officials are. And then from there, you can understand, okay, this person represents me. Let me reach out to their office or to, send an email and find out exactly how you can get engaged and what they can handle. So the connection between the Democratic Party and the local branches of government, the local branches of the party, basically we have the DNC, which is the Democratic National Committee. The DNC also has some counterparts, like I think it's the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, the Democratic Legislative Campaign Committee. I know I'm throwing a lot at y'all. Go Google it. It's out there. The information is there. But from the DNC, we have 50 state parties. We are a part of, here in Texas, the Texas Democratic Party. And then up under that, each county, even though that may not necessarily ring true depending on what part of the state, but each county is supposed to have a Democratic Party as well. All right. Now, some of the initiatives that our local Democratic Party has, really the main initiative right now is community outreach, making sure we get out to local Tarrant County Democratic voters or voters who are undecided, voters who do not like the direction of how government and politics plays out here in Tarrant County. But community outreach is our number one goal here. I know the chair has mentioned it multiple times in the last few months about how we are doing more and what we need to do to get out into the community. But beyond community events, community outreach is just having conversations with people about the different things that are going on in the county. I know we have House District coordinators who are reaching out and recruiting precinct chairs. In a way, that is community outreach as well, making sure that we are pushing the information and the policies that our elected officials, they're going to vote on, or issues or bills that they are really strongly how they feel or they've created, making sure that we as a party push that information out to the regular voters, but as well making sure that we can make it sensible and applicable to each voter. Candidate support, I know that was the highest priority from our county chair, because she as well was a candidate before. And so making sure that we do what we can locally to back our local candidates, whether it's phone banking, setting up phone banks, setting up block walks, providing training on phone banks, providing training on, ethics reports, campaign finance, compliance. That's really a big deal to support our candidates and to get them through the process and all the way to election day. So I would encourage the viewers to get involved here in local politics. Every county meeting, every city council meeting, every school board meeting is on the internet. You can tap into your local area and get on and go find their meetings, find out what days they are. You can get the agendas, you can find the meeting minutes there. But I can honestly say that my city council meeting is every other Tuesday, every second and fourth Tuesday. It is on my calendar. I am not able to go physically because I'm usually have a meeting, but I definitely do tap in when I can. Usually I'm in a meeting on my computer and I have city council in my ear. So I would highly suggest for people to just start getting engaged. You don't know who these people are. You may not know exactly what office they hold, but it is important to get engaged in that way. As well, reach out to us here at the party. It is our responsibility to connect voters with elected officials, voters with information about upcoming elections. It is our responsibility to connect voters with the information, the civic information, which is why we're going to talk about what the county judge is here shortly. So, what is a county judge? If you know what the county judge is, drop it in the comments. If you know who our county judge is, drop it in the comments. So there we go. I was just about to say we have a great producer today. So the county judge, and of course I can't see that, so I'm gonna make it bigger. All right, so the county judge is elected to a 4-year term as the chief political executive of the county. The county judge presides over the county's policy-making body, the Commissioners Court. Now, the Commissioners Court is made up of 5 people. 4 commissioners, the county judge leads them all. And that's where the Commissioners Court. I just had to learn a quick run through on the Commissioners Court and really the value of Commissioners Court. And that's why we're starting with the county judge. Now it says here locally, the Commissioners Court adopts the county budget, sets county and JPS tax rates, oversees building and maintaining the county infrastructure, courthouses, jails, and many other functions and agencies here in Tarrant County. One specifically that is personal to me is the healthcare. And the access to healthcare. So things come out, funds come down from the state level into the counties, and how the county affords or provides access in healthcare. I know and just different resources, especially mental health. I know that's a big deal, and actually in all communities, mental health is a big deal. But it's the Commissioners Court and the county judge that basically mandate or rule over what's going on here in our county. One of the things that the county judges do, and I know this is probably when I personally understood who a county judge was COVID. They basically, the county judge was the one responsible for making sure that we shut down to keep everybody safe based off of the numbers of that were the rates of people that were contracting COVID. So if I knew nothing else about a county judge before that, I learned then what a county judge and the power that the county judge had. And I see in the comments, people are asking who the county judge is. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Our moderator is asking who the and our one of our longtime supporters. Thank you, Hillary. Yes, Tim O'Hare is our county judge. He was elected to become the county judge on November 8th in 2022. So he is in his first term. If you follow Commissioner's Court, you know how he votes, who he is. But I would definitely encourage any and everyone to watch the Commissioner's Court. It is every first, third, and fifth Tuesday. You can watch it online. I believe it is at 10 a.m. So be sure to watch it online or go to Commissioner's Court. I know Commissioner Simmons would definitely love for us to show up at Commissioner's Court. So that way you can find out more what the county judge is supposed to do, but as well with the county commissioners and how they work together. So again, that's a plug for Commissioner's Court. Tuesdays, first, third, and fifth Tuesdays, 10 a.m. at the Tarrant County Courthouse downtown or online. Now, let's just say we had a county judge that represented the Tarrant County Democrats in the county, but as well everyone. What would the world look like? Drop it in the comments. What do you think? How do you think our county would run? How do you think our commissioners would feel if we had a Democratic county judge? Now, county judge seat does come up again in 2 years. It's a 4-year term. So he will be, and anyone else who's running for county judge will be running again in 25 for the 2026 term. So just think about what it would look like to have a Democratic county judge. All right. And today that will wrap up our session, our bit of session of civic education. I invite any and every one of you viewers to send us emails. If you have questions, share this information. We are on YouTube, so be sure. I know my mother is a YouTuber, so go to YouTube, share out this information. And really, precinct chairs or anyone who is not totally aware of what's going on, please share this information. Our communications director is going to send out information on a voter's guide in the next 2 weeks. You can access it online, but as well, if we need to print it here in the office for precinct chairs to take out when you're knocking on doors, let us know. We will print some up for you. All right. All right. So just a little bit of a call to action. Again, go find out what the county judge, who he is, what he does exactly in regard to how he has voted, the different things he has voted on. I know that there was major uproar in regard to was Girls Inc. And they cut the funding for Girls Inc. based off of the organization allegedly promoting LGBTQ plus information. And so that was something that our county judge, our commissioner's court, depending on how they voted on that, they voted to decrease the funding there. So believe me, the county judge definitely has a lot of sway. So please go find out who that person is, how he votes, and encourage other people to find out about the county judge. All right, so let's get to some announcements and we're going to wrap it up. I know people are on lunch, so we're going to, you may want to run and make a phone call real quick. So we're going to wrap this up. So community outreach this Saturday, we will be at the parade, the East Side neighborhood. We'll be hosting a parade. Saturday, we will be meeting between 9 and 10 a.m. Hey, Crystal, our county chair is actually in the comments. So go like and reach out to her and comment. So we will be out in the community. They're asking us to be there between 9 and 10. We will be doing voter registration as well at the festival after the parade. The county chair will be leading us in the parade. So if you want to be a part, it is supposed to be very chilly on Saturday. So bring your car. We'll make sure your car is included. Put everybody, your children in there. Yes, Cliff Sparks, he is one of our precinct chairs. He is the one that's actually hosting the parade. So if you want to be a part, email us, info@tarrantdemocrats.org. Again, that's info@tarrantdemocrats with an S.org. Now, February 5th, is Tuesday, February 5th, last day to register to vote. Precinct chairs, voters, please, if your address has changed, if something has changed, go update your voter registration information. You can go to the Elections Commission. You can go to the library to get a voter registration card. You can go online to get one. You can come into our office and get one. We actually just had a couple of people update their their address last week, actually. So you can come in here and get that information. Early voting is from February 20th to March the 1st. So be sure to encourage people to vote early. I am an election day voter every time. It's like I just have to have the rush of election day, but I encourage any and everyone to get out and vote early, because then we can get it gets you out of the way. We are still county-wide voting. And maybe confusion about what's going on with the press releases from the Republican Party and then a press release from us. We are still countywide voting. So you can go to any polling center in the county and vote. February 23rd is the last day to get your vote by mail application. So please, 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 if you want to vote by mail, get your ballot sent to your home. February 23rd is the last day. And then as well, if you want to give us any information about upcoming community events, any events, if you want the county chair to come out to an event, if you want to speak at the event, if you want myself as the executive director to come out and speak, please as well email us at info@tarrantdemocrats.org. We need election workers. We need poll greeters. Thank you to any and everyone who has emailed us in the last week. We have received every email. Ms. Vera has responded to every email, and we are continuously looking for election workers to work from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. on election day. If you can't work the whole day, you can work a half a day. Please still reach out. We definitely want to do our due diligence to make sure we are providing jobs for Democrats in our area, but as well to make sure that we are protecting our votes and our voters when they come into the elections. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And every Monday, again, next Monday, we will be at the MLK Parade. The MLK Parade, actually the Fort Worth MLK Parade next Monday. We will be there, so I will probably be in a car or somewhere chilly drinking a hot cocoa and coming to you with Monday Moments. Next week, we will talk about Commissioner's Court. And actually, next week, we may even try to have a special guest when it comes to Commissioner's Court. We do have a candidate that is running in Commissioner Precinct 3 for the next rounds of elections, and she will be on the primary ballot. Laura Lehman is running. Look her up, reach out to her, find her on social media. She definitely is a wonderful woman. Let me just tell you, amazing, amazing woman. Commissioner's Precinct 3, we are coming for you. Democrats are coming. We are coming. We are coming. And we're coming with Laura at the helm of that charge. And again, like, share, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. Like I said, my mother's a YouTuber. There's lots of YouTubers out there, but go to YouTube. All right. Thank you very much. And we will see you next Monday, January 15th on MLK holiday at the parade. Have a good one.